Hello, guten tag, bonjour, hola. Hello, welcome to this week's The World According to Lottie. As you've noticed, there wasn't a video last week, unless you wanted to see a video of me on the toilet trying to get rid of a pesky bladder infection. I thought it was best you didn't see that. So I did, however, write a blog post to sort of express my condolences and thoughts about the horrible Paris attacks that took place last weekend at a rock concert, or a metal concert actually. So if you want to read my blog post about that, the link for that post will be below this video in the information box, along with last week's. I understand my song of the week last week wasn't a new one, but I thought because it was the perfect song for the time of what has been happening. So yeah, well, welcome back this week. I want to sort of touch upon again, I mean, I understand I might sound like a broken record here, why it's important to support your underground scene, and I wanted to sort of touch upon about why, like, the whole sort of why I like the metal side of things, because, you know, we all stick together rather than in competition with one another, you know. So this week, or this past weekend gone, I went to see a really cool metal show by two bands that I think every metalhead needs to go and see and check out. The show was put on by Canterbury-based Wretched Soul and Brighton-based King Leviathan. Both these bands are absolutely fantastic, and if you're a metalhead and not checked them out yet, go and do that now. Forget watching the rest of this video, just go and check these two bands out now. The reason why I say this, my first glimpse of Wretched Soul was at Mammoth Fest in October, and I thought they pulled off a really, truly fantastic set. To the point I thought, right, these guys are blowing the roof off here. Not literally, mind. And they provided the perfect support, the main support for Onslaught. They were a fantastic band. I thought they were great. And Saturday night was no exception. They still pulled off a brilliant show. They got people moshing, they got people headbanging. It was clear who was in control that night, and it was great to see the support for that scene. It was fantastic. And also King Leviathan. I mean, I sort of stumbled across them last year when they performed in Southampton with Metaprism actually, and I just remember being really drawn to sort of like their sound. I thought it was sort of like Scar Symmetry type thing, but a bit more thrashy and things like that, and I thought, oh, these guys are really cool, I like them, and I've been going to any gig I can of theirs since, so yeah, check out King Leviathan, check out Wretched Soul. The two other bands that were there, Kairos, who are from Southampton, they were fantastic. It was their first ever show. Was a bit, because I know one of the members quite well, and he told me it was sort of like Alcesty type thing. I thought, okay, cool, yeah, and it blew me away. It was sort of like, particularly their vocalist Freya, a woman who can growl and scream like a banshee, and also sing like an angel, and combine the two together that well deserves respect. So well done, Kairos, well done, particularly Freya. You've got a voice on you, well done. And also To Obey a Tyrant. They weren't, I mean, let's say they were, it was clearly they were passionate in what they were doing, they were good, good musically, but I think whether it was still early in the night and it was really cold, so people were probably just arriving, getting their drinks and taking their coats off, and there was a few attentive nods, but I think whether it was early in the night, there wasn't as much action in the crowd as I was expecting. So, but good show all around. So, this was the thing. These shows like that are so important to our community. They're so important. I mean, without those, you know, we won't have that future of the bands of the future. Let's say, you know, peanuts to get in on the doors, like Dukewood, something like that. And then you can, you know, the stage is right there. The bars, like the stage and the bar, are practically opposite each other. You're able to get so close to these bands and also hang out with them afterwards. I mean, I understand I must sound like a broken record keeping on saying this, but it's something that's so important to me that these venues stay open and these bands still play. Speaking of which, and of course we've got the another venue in London closing, the Electro Works, which I was quite upset reading about that because it's a great venue, really quirky, really sort of quite a cool venue. It's a very cool venue. That's where the Voodoo Halloween thing that took place. So yeah, quite a few venues are closing at the moment, which isn't good. And it's up to you to, if you want your favourite venue to stay open, it's up to you to go to this venue. You know, buy a drink from the bar, you know, that keeps the venue going. And if there's a gig going on, buy some merch from the band, that keeps them going. That's one of their main sources of income, it's through tour merch. So yeah, buy the band's merchandise, go to the venues, go. And what I was going to touch upon about, when I said the competition part in the video, I just want to say, I mean, a bit of competition is healthy, you know, it's inspiring, it keeps you going and it keeps you motivated to do well at what you do. But at the end of the day, I think the only person you are in competition with is yourself. I mean, fellow journalists who don't write for the magazine I write for, I'm still happy to help them out. You know, I'll give them contacts they need. I'll give them advice on what to ask in interviews. We don't need to be in competition with each other. I think we should help each other out here. You know, that's the beauty about the metal community, because everybody's willing to do that. We're all willing to help each other out. They're not willing to step on somebody's back or backstab someone just for their own personal gain. They will help you out. And a good example of a person like that is my friend Simon, who I call my interview guru, because sometimes I'm stuck for things to ask and then I can ask him and he helps me out. So yeah, hi Simon, thank you. But like I said, a bit of healthy competition's good, keeps you motivated, keeps you inspired, but not to the point where you're turning into an arsehole and you're just sort of stabbing people in the back just for your own personal gain. That's not cool. That's not cool at all. We should be helping each other out. We should not be in competition with each other. We shouldn't really be competing or fighting against each other, because we're the community of people see as outsiders. We should be sticking with each other and helping each other out, not being hostile towards one another and things like that. Anyway, that's me this week. My song of the week actually is coming from King Leviathan, one of the bands I saw this week. Like I said before, they're a band based in Brighton. They're a death thrash band. They performed at Bloodstock this year on the New Blood stage, and they've also got appearances, because considering they only formed a year ago, they're doing quite well in the underground scene, and they are a band that every metalhead should check out. So here it is. Take care. Bye bye.